you guys, welcome back to my channel for today's video. Today we're going to be talking all about the RV that we purchased about a year ago for our family. And since Jake was the one who chose our RV, I felt like he needed to be a part of this video. So here he is. You guys haven't seen him on my channel in a really long time. So we are going to talk about our RV purchase. It was our very first one, kind of what we looked for, what we considered, and we're gonna just go through it all. So this will be a great video for any of you guys who are interested in purchasing an RV and you don't have a lot of experience. We went into RV life knowing about one or two things, and so we've learned a lot through the last year. And I think that anybody who owns an RV will agree that they learn a lot mostly by doing it. Don't you feel like you've learned the most by doing it?
Yes.
So hopefully this video will help any of you guys. A lot of people are choosing to travel by RV because it's always been awesome, but it's even more awesome now with all of the craziness. Like, it's just a very nice way to travel as a family, low stress, no issues other than the occasional tire you might have to change. So we figured after a year of owning our RV, we could sit down and share with you guys what we looked for, what we chose, why we chose it, and then maybe if any of you guys are going to be first-time RV owners, you will find what we have to say. Okay, so the first thing that we did when we were going to be purchasing our RV was obviously find a vehicle that could tow something. I think everybody often just automatically goes to pickup trucks, but when you have 4 kids and 4 dogs, a pickup truck is not your ideal towing vehicle. So we had to find something that was big enough for our family, big enough for our 4 dogs to be inside, and was still a desirable vehicle for us to drive around in daily life. And so we ended up settling on a Suburban. Do you know our model, LTZ?
Yes.
It's the LTZ model, but all Suburbans have a V8 engine, and so all Suburbans are capable of towing something. Now, they cannot tow what a pickup truck can tow, right?
Correct, because the suspension's different.
So give an example of like what my brother's truck can tow versus what our Suburban
Trucks can tow more weight because of their suspensions.
So you are, if you go with a, I almost said a huge SUV, but like the largest SUV that you can find, you are going to be able to tow less than if you have a pickup truck. Obviously, there are some extremely, diesel powered pickup trucks, what are those called? Dualies that pull gigantic. Those are the ones you see pulling huge RVs. But we wanted a vehicle that was still going to be our family car, but that could also tow. So we got a used Suburban. It's our first Suburban we've ever owned. We had minivans previously, so this was like a really nice graduation from the minivan. Number one, I just really enjoy driving my Suburban. It's my favorite car I've ever owned, and we did not buy it brand new. We bought a 2016 Suburban in 2019. It had one owner, and the owner was leasing it. So we got it with around 36,000 miles on it. We got a really good price on it, and it's been a great car. We've had to do like brakes, and the rear shock needed to be replaced on it, probably because when we were learning how to tow our trailer, we were probably very aggressive with the hitch, right? Because I think that's when it went out. When we hitched her up for the first time, and it was like,
and it just wore out.
Well, it could be coincidental, but it's been a great car. So the Suburban can tow how much?
8,000 pounds.
8,000 pounds. But what we've learned, and what is pretty much recommended across the board, is that you do not push your vehicle to the absolute max. So when we were choosing our RV, or when Jake was choosing our RV, we obviously could have chosen a an RV that was closer to the 8,000 pound mark, but you do have to take into consideration that your trailer without anything in it weighs a certain amount. And oftentimes when you're going to be going out in your RV, you're going to be adding water, you're going to be adding groceries, you're going to be adding coolers, you're going to be adding scooters, you're going to be adding like probably 500 to 1,000 pounds of weight. When we bought our RV, they told us that if you travel with your water tanks already filled up, like if you're going dry camping and you're not going to be able to attach water somewhere, that adds alone 500 pounds. So you have to.
It might be more than that.
It was 500, yeah. You have to consider those things too. So you never want to buy an RV that is already at your vehicle's like max towing weight. So we wanted to find an RV that was around 4,500, 5,000 pounds. Because our vehicle could tow up to 8,000. So we felt like that was a safe amount. And after having the RV for a year and taking it out as many times as we've done a lot of, we've taken her lots of places for just a year.
Yeah.
I would really recommend that, because if you're going to be going into the mountains or you're going to be going anywhere else, like, it's not that the Suburban has a problem towing it, but I mean, you definitely recognize that it's there when you're climbing mountains.
Yeah.
And so I would be a little scared to push that boundary a little bit more. So that is step number one, is you've got to get a proper vehicle, and you want to consider, like, if you're going to be traveling on the road and you're going to be living on, traveling for a whole year, then your vehicle choice might be different than ours. But we RV for vacation and fun, so our vehicle also needed to meet our family's needs for like day-to-day commuting in life. And although we don't get great gas mileage, I still love the Suburban, and it's a really great car. So that is step number one, is get a towing vehicle.
I have a point to make.
Please do.
If you're on the fence between a Tahoe and a Suburban, the gas tank is much larger in the Suburban. It's a 30-gallon tank versus a 23-gallon tank in a Tahoe. They're almost like the same price of a car, but you're going to go a lot further without having to fill up as much. So my friend who owns a Tahoe says he has to fill up a lot more, and he wished he bought the Suburban.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. The Suburban's gas tank being larger is actually really nice, because when you are towing your RV, it's not like a quick little zoom into a gas station. You got to find a gas station large enough, and you probably will have to wait for like the outside pumps unless you're super skilled, which if you're watching this, you're a first-time RV person and you're not super skilled. So getting gas like every 200 miles would be really annoying. When we tow the Suburban, or when we tow our RV with our Suburban, what are we getting? How far? On one tank of gas?
I try to fill up every 3 hours.
Okay.
So you get like 9 miles to the gallon.
Towing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still nice, because when you fill up that tank, you can go like a much larger length of time without getting gas. When we're not towing, we can go about 550 miles without getting gas. Mm-hmm. And so that's really nice about the Suburban in comparison to the Tahoe. Very good point.
Yeah. And we also were bouncing between, or I was, pop-up trailer or travel trailer.
Yes. So pop-up camper or travel trailer. Jake liked the idea of a pop-up camper because it seemed easier, less working parts and things. So what changed your mind?
Because they're only a little bit cheaper than an actual travel trailer. So then you're going to spend a few more $1,000s for more comfort.
You're going to get a lot more for that.
Yeah, we still had to find where to park it anyway, so.
Okay. So when it came down to choosing our actual RV, I had been wanting a travel trailer for years. We tent camped with all 4 of our kids and all 4 of our dogs for many years. And it was just growing increasingly more difficult. I'm glad we did it though, because we were able to establish Like, we love camping, we love being in the outdoors. So I knew if we invested in a travel trailer, that wasn't gonna change. I think a lot of people fall in love with the idea of RVing and the idea of traveling and camping and glamping and like doing that, and then they actually end up hating it. But now they bought this $50,000 RV and they hate it and they don't use it, and it's a waste of money. So I'm glad that we were able to make sure that this was something we really enjoyed doing for our family before we got our travel trailer. But I will tell you guys that I wish we would have gotten it a lot sooner than we did, because it would have just made my life so much easier. So now anyone who's on the fence and can afford to get a travel trailer and they're like, should we do it? Should we not? And I know that they love camping and being outside. I'm like, yes, do it. But I had to work on him for a while. And so when it came time, when I had finally convinced him, after a pretty rough weekend tent camping side by side our friend's $50,000 RV, after that trip, his mind started to change a little. And I told him, I said, I don't care what we get, you pick it out. And I held to my word. We bought our RV and I had never even seen the inside of it. It wasn't something I combed over. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I want this color or that color. I just said, whatever you want, that's what we'll get. And so Jake chose it out. So Jake is gonna tell you guys exactly what he was looking for when he chose our RV for us, because he absolutely did choose it. And I made him some notes down here that will help him. So if you see him looking down, that's what he's looking at. But so go ahead, start with choosing the RV.
Well, it's very intimidating because I can't fix anything, and I'm not I'm not outdoorsy.
You can fix some
I can hang a picture. I don't tow things. I don't move things. I don't do any of that. So wanting me to tow a trailer was very intimidating. So I didn't want to push the vehicle to the max. I wanted very simple, really affordable, just like a functional trailer that it had to sleep 6 people, under 28 feet, about half, so about 4,000 pounds, and a double axle, which we can probably explain later, like why a double axle trailer is important. We didn't want to slide out because it's more to manipulate, so that actually limits the type of trailer that you can get. There's not many 24-foot trailers that sleep 6 people with no slide outs. That's 4,000 pounds double axles.
So that left us with one option.
One brand.
No, there were 2.
Yeah, but like a more popular brand, you're gonna pay a lot more.
Keystone is the most popular brand.
Like those mini lights are.
Those are popular, but Keystone is the most popular.
I guess I went with the most expensive.
No, it's not the most expensive. I just think it's the most popular because it's not the most expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were looking for used for a long time, but it's really hard to find a used one to meet my mind's restrictions.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we would recommend doing, is looking at your family situation, looking at your vehicle situation, looking at how often you're going to be using it, and establishing like your must-have list. So like Jake said, our must-have list was that, number 1, it had to be within our towing capacity and nowhere near that maximum side. It had to sleep 6 people. There's 6 people in our family. It had to have a double axle. That was for safety, and we'll tell you guys what that is if you're new and you don't know what that means. We wanted it to be affordable. We were not going to go and spend $50,000 on an RV, so we had like a budget in mind, and it needed to be in that range. We wanted, like Jake wanted, he wanted a shorter length trailer, but we also, like, there's 6 people, so it has to, like, the size was going to be kind of interesting. So what we ended up having is a shorter length, but we have really high ceilings in our trailer, which makes it feel much roomier than it probably is, and I appreciate those higher ceilings. We also didn't want, like he said, we did not want slide outs, which are the things that, you know, make your trailer bigger with the push of a button. We didn't want a TV. We didn't want, what are some of the other things that they come with that we didn't want? Like, we wanted something simple.
Yeah.
What other features does ours not have that some do?
It doesn't have its own like room.
Yeah, so like separate bedrooms. It doesn't have a fireplace. Like
fireplace.
Theirs has a fireplace.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
We wanted something simple. So we still wanted to feel like we were camping. We wanted our trailer to be comfortable enough for sleeping, being in bad weather, rain, hail. Like, we've camped in that intense, and that is miserable. So we wanted like to be out of the elements. We wanted to be able to use our own bathroom and be able to clean it. Like, that is just huge. And having a shower is a game changer. Even if you can only get one in over a weekend, like that shower for 2 minutes just changes the game when it comes to camping. So we wanted just those very few little comforts, but we still wanted to feel like we were camping. So we wanted a very simple trailer. And like Jake said, we were looking at used, but we ended up going with a brand new one for 2 reasons. Number one, we're not the type of people that are gonna upgrade this like in the future. This is our trailer. We are gonna have it definitely for the next 10 years, unless it just starts breaking and turns to a pile of junk. Then maybe we might get rid of it, but we're not like gonna go and get a new RV every 2 years. So we decided on getting a new one, number one, because we're gonna have it for a really long time. And so if you buy a used trailer that's already 10 years old, by the time you're done with it, your trailer is about 20 years old, and you know, they're not meant to hold up for that long. It's not like a house. So that was partially why we went with new. And then the other reason why we went with new is because if you buy a used trailer, you don't know if it was stored outside in the elements. You don't know if things are broken on it that they're concealing. You don't know how they cared for it, how they towed it, if they flew down the highway at 85, or if they, you know, were gentle and, you know, went the 55. You don't know if they parked it in a covered area or out in the baking sun if you live somewhere hot. And so all those things can really affect your trailer and how long it lasts and how often things are breaking and all of those things. And with Jake, like he said, not being very like mechanically savvy, we decided new would probably be our best bet. And I'm glad that we got a new one, because we've been able to, it still looks brand new after all the trips we've done. We clean it, we take care of it, and so far, you know, we've had a few little issues, but those were from builder manufacturer issues, not anything that we've done. So those were the criteria. So that's what you have to do. And then you have to look at what is available, you know, near you. Are you going to travel somewhere to get it? Travel trailers and RVs are selling like crazy right now. I think they're going to continue to sell really quickly. And so Jake found our trailer local to us, and we bought it over the phone. We didn't even go and look at it. I mean, it had pictures and it had like a little farmhouse style, which is something I like. And we bought it. We bought it over the phone, and we went and picked it up a few weeks later. And we've been enjoying her for a full year now. And like I said, I wish we would have done it sooner. So that was kind of our process of choosing our RV. We started with our vehicle, we listed out our criteria, we chose our price range, and then we narrowed it down. And what did we end up buying?
Oh, like
the model. Do you know it?
A Keystone Springdale.
Yes.
But they come in like different models.
Yes,
so.
Ours is the 189.
Wow.
Yes.
The 24-footer.
Yeah, 2021, right? Or yeah, 2021 Keystone Springdale 189. That is our trailer, and we love it. It's perfect for us. There's nothing else I would really change about it.
The only thing I would probably, now that I'm comfortable towing it and stuff, I would like to look at the one model that's slightly bigger that did have a queen bedroom. It's 4 feet longer, but it actually has like its own like parent room. Like, you know where the couch is? There'd be like a room right there. So, but whatever.
Like I said, we're not getting a new one.
No.
So this is the one we have.
But if you're like 6'5", I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Oh, for our little bunk?
Yeah.
We're cozy on our full-size bunk.
Yeah.
With our daughter right above us.
Yeah. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Like, we're all snoozing in there.
Cozy.
Yeah, it's good.
And all the dogs.
Oh, and the shower would be tough if you're tall.
Well, I think the shower in any RV is tough.
That's true.
Because you don't get a bigger shower.
Yeah, it's for average size humans.
Yeah, if you're a large human, you know, you might need to go and test it out a little bit more than we
Like
did.
the guy that gave us the walkthrough, that
Oh yeah.
the whole trailer was shaking when he was in it.
But we really, really love our trailer. We have enjoyed having it for a year. We've gone on several adventures and we're getting ready to leave in just a couple days on another one, and it is a lot of fun to be able to be out in nature but also be slightly more comfortable. We've done both, staying in RV parks where we can hook up to things, and dry camping where we're literally out in the woods. I like both. There's not one I would rather do. I like both options, but real quick, let's talk the double axle thing. Explain what that is.
Oh, so this is not based on experience. This is from asking questions from other people who have had numerous trailers. So the double axle means you have 4 wheels on the trailer instead of just 2 wheels. So if you get a flat of one of the 4 wheels, you still have control of the trailer, so it's less likely to like break away from you. But on a single axle 2-wheel trailer, it's more prone to be unpredictable.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of single axle ones out there. I didn't want to risk it. Like, I don't even know how to change a tire that fast, so we'll just go with the double.
So the double axle just means you've got 4 wheels instead of 2 on your trailer. And if you want to just have that peace of mind, knowing that even if you do get a flat tire, you'll be able to at least drive off the highway or drive into, you know, the shoulder, versus if you have a blowout on a single axle and one of those tires blows out, which blowouts on RVs happen all the time. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time before we have to deal with it. It's a part of RVing. If you lose one of those tires on a single axle, you're gonna really damage your trailer, number one, because there's gonna be no wheel there, and it's gonna be basically kind of out of control on your vehicle.
Be prepared for it.
Yeah. And we did purchase all of like the recommended things, the stabilizing bars, the tow equalizer hitch.
Yeah.
So when you purchase an RV, don't think that your sales guy is trying to upsell you on that stuff. That is like actual important safety stuff. And so yes, it's cheaper if you don't get that, but you want that. So the tow equalizer hitch, it just more evenly distributes the weight of towing the trailer onto the vehicle and onto the trailer. So we spent more on that. We spent more on the anti-sway bars that go down below so that your trailer doesn't move side to side. We spent more on the
wireless brake control.
Wireless brake control system. What else did we?
It's not a money saver. You got to do it like because you enjoy like
yes
adventuring, and you're gonna pay for it. Don't be like, we're gonna save money because we're not staying in a
you do end up saving
hotel.
Money. You do end up saving money.
It can't be that much though for how much work you put into it.
It does if you go enough. If you do it once a year, then no. But if you go out 4 or 5 times a year, then it definitely saves money. But yeah, your initial investment, not only just into the trailer, but into the things you need, and then like filling your trailer with stuff you need. Because I definitely am very thankful that I have all the blankets that we keep in there. We have all of our silverware we keep in there. It was basically like furnishing a small little dorm room or something. Yeah. So, We had to get like an air compressor to fill up our tires. There were things that we needed to buy, a generator that was like $800. So it's a few $1,000s of an initial investment outside of just buying the trailers. So keep that in mind, but it is well worth it. And for our family to travel, you know, in the trailer for, you know, 2 weeks at a time. We went to Colorado this past summer. Initially it was supposed to be about a 2-week trip, but even we docked it down to 7 because we had some unexpected things come up. But staying in a vacation rental, like a VRBO or something, is over $2,000 for a week. And staying in our RV at the KOA that we stayed at was only $300 for the week. So that's like $1,700 difference just on that one trip alone. So yeah, you will save money for traveling if you go enough. That's the key. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing from us on how we chose our very first RV. We are very happy with our purchase, both of us.
Yeah, no regrets.
No regrets, and we've really enjoyed having it and making memories, and we look forward to making many more. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, post them down below. But I hope if you're exploring the idea of getting a travel trailer for your family or an RV or any of that type of stuff, I hope you found this video helpful. We definitely loved watching some YouTube videos and hearing from other people who had trailers. A friend with a trailer before you get yours
Priceless.
Is gold. And my friend will probably watch this video and she knows we're talking about her. So just make sure you say thank you a lot because they're very helpful to us. So we hope to extend our knowledge to you guys now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed seeing that Jake is alive and well. And we will see you all in our next video really soon. Bye guys.
You had me at hello, 'cause where you go is where I go.